Okay, so let's do this three numbers question. It's a very nice one. If you get it, celebrate. Okay, it's called the three numbers, the famous three numbers question. Okay, so here it says three numbers are an AP. Their sum is 9 and their product is 20.25. Determine the three numbers. So here's what is going to make it very easy. If you see when we did an AP, okay, we didn't really talk about it this way, but here's the thing. You can check a video on deriving AP. It's not important. Yeah, we say that our AP, for AP, the first term is going to be A, right? And we say that it is going to be, an AP is when we have the same value being added as you come from one term to the next, and we called that value D, right? And we had it, we said we start by A, then the second term will be A plus D. So T1 was our A, T2 is A plus D, then we had T3 being A plus D because we keep adding another D, right? And A plus D becomes A plus 2D, right? That is our term number 3. Then if we add another D to it, because remember, to come from one term to go to another, you add a D. And it will now be A plus 3D as our term number 4. And you get A plus 5D as our term number 5. This is where we had it as A plus N minus 1D, okay? This is A plus 4D rather. So because when you had term number 5, we are now on 4 Ds adding. So it was like, it is 1 D less than the Tn. All right, now, anyway, what we're going to do is we're not going to have our series start at A for this 3 value one. We start at 1 less than that so that everything becomes so simple, because on the sum, look at how it's going to be. It's going to be very simple when we do the sum. What we're going to say is, we're going to say, let the 3 numbers be, let the 3 numbers be, okay, let the 3 numbers be, we start with A minus D, okay, then that will be our first term. And we know that our second term, to go to second term, what do? We add a D, okay? And if we add a D to A minus D, what will it remain with? Just an A. And then our third term would be, we add one more D and it will become A plus D. And of course, it keeps going on like that. So we started with A minus D, then the second term will be A, the third term will be A plus D. We are allowed, because what makes this an AP is that to come from one to go to the next, we are actually adding a D. Okay? To come from one to the next, we are actually adding the D, the common difference. And this is what makes this be allowed. So here they're saying their sum is 9. The reason why we did this is so that it becomes so easy, because their sum, we can say for the sum of the 3 numbers is going to be equal to A minus D plus A plus A plus D. Okay? Plus A plus D, which is going to be equal to, since there is no times here, we don't need to put brackets. So we have it as the sum of 3 is going to be A minus D plus A. We can group like terms. It will be A plus A plus A, okay? The A's are all positive, so they are adding. Then we have a minus D, then we have a plus D, okay? So what do we have now? Sum of 3 terms is equal to 3A, then minus D plus D is just going to cancel and remain it as only 3A. Then what are we going to do now? What we're going to do is, we have been told the sum of the 3 numbers. They said it is 9. So I can say 9 is equal to 3A. And here we can take 3 to the other side. We have 9 over 3 being equal to A. And 9 over 3 is just a 3. So 3 is equal to A. Right. Now here it says, and their product is 20.25. Now it says determine the 3 numbers. So anyway, we know what A is now. What is our A? It is 3. Now they say their product is 20.25. We can use that to find D, because we now know A, and we're going to multiply this 3 and we can find D. So we can say these 3 are A minus D, A, and A plus D. So I can say now A minus D. Okay, so I can say A minus D multiplying A times A, then multiplying times A plus D. This is going to be equal to 20.25. Okay, and let's see how good you are at product. So this guy is just an A. We can put him in front. We say A is multiplying A minus D in brackets, which is multiplying A plus D in brackets. And this is 20.25. Never make a mistake here. Be very careful, because these terms are multiplying, so you put them in brackets like that. Now, what do I have? A minus D multiplying A plus D. This is the difference of 2 squares. Remember, when it's difference of 2 squares and you separate, it becomes A minus D, A plus D, right? To take it back, I square the first term. So A is still outside. This small A is outside. A minus D and then A plus D. What do? You square the A, it becomes A squared. Then it is always a minus, because for difference of 2 squares, it means there was a minus between them. That is why we call it difference. then d times d will be d squared. So if we factorize a squared minus d squared, we should come here. Okay, and this is equal to 20.25. Then if we multiply by a, okay, we don't have to multiply by a because what we are actually looking for in this case is d. So what are we going to do? We take a to the other side. We will remain with a squared minus d squared is going to be equal to 20.25. This other a, which was outside, was multiplying, so it comes here. It will divide. It will divide. And what are we going to do? Well, we want the d. And look at it, he's negative here. We don't want him negative. We take him to the other side to make him positive. And we have a squared. And then this guy remains there. We'll have it as 20.25 over a. And this was a minus d squared. It's coming in to be a plus d squared. Okay, because when it goes to the other side, it just does the opposite of what it was doing. Now, this 20, remember that to separate your a and d, please put something which makes it easier. Maybe your a, you'll be putting a loop like this. Okay, then we're going to say this fraction has to go there, so we remain with d squared, d only. So it'll be now a squared minus, because it was adding here, we have 20.25 over a. This is going to be equal to d squared. Okay. Let's put it. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to have, what did we say our a is? A was 3. So we can say 3 squared minus 20.25 over 3 gives us d squared. Okay? And what is 3 squared? 9 minus 20.25 over 3 is equal to d squared. And what do we do here? Well, let's put it as one fraction. Remember, you can do it without even doing it manually. You just say 9 minus open bracket 20.25 over 3 close bracket is equal to. Then you say second function, then a, b over c. Okay, these are the buttons you then press to get it as a fraction. And what do you get as your answer? You get 9 over 4. You didn't even need to do anything. So 9 over 4 is equal to d squared. And to get d, I take the power of 2 to the other side. It becomes the square root. So the square root of 9 over 4 is d. And what is the square root of 9 over 4? We say the square root of 9 divided by the square root of 4. Okay, the square root of 9 is 3 over, what's the square root of 4? 2. So 3 over 2 is equal to d. Okay, and this is going to be our solution. Great job. So what was the question wanting? Oh, we've just found here it says determine the 3 numbers. So now we can find them. Okay, so we can now say t1 is equal to a minus d. Okay, which is going to be equal to, what is my a? We got our a as 3, right? Where is our a? We got it somewhere up here. 3. A is 3. Then d, we got it as 3 over 2. So it's going to be 3 minus 3 over 2. Put it in the calculator again. Come on, I know you can. So you say 3 minus open bracket 3 over 2 close bracket is equal to. Put brackets for safety, please. Okay, okay. It's 3 minus 3 over 2. So what would I get here? Is going to be a 3 over 2. So it'll be actually a 3 over 2. So this is going to be my t1. Then t2 is equal to a, which is just equal to 3. Then I can say that term number 3 is equal to a plus d. Okay, it doesn't matter what you made them be. But this a minus d, a and a plus d makes it reduce the work when we are putting the sum. We'll only remain with one value. Don't put your sequence as a plus d, then a plus 2d. You would be stuck. So here what would be my term number 3? Term number 3 is my a, which is 3 plus 3 over 2. So what does that come out as? Remember, you can put it in the calculator. Just say 3 plus open bracket 3 over 2. Okay? We get it as 9 over 2. So here we have it. And this is going to be our final solution. And we have our 3 values. And you are done. Okay? Goodbye for now. See you in the next one. Don't forget the 3-term question. Okay? Please make sure you get it right. Goodbye.